my other personal passions, we talked about women being involved in community and giving back. And something I learned in my corporate life was to be really focused on what charities you want to give to so that you can really, instead of just sort of scattering your attention, to have a plan. So hunger relief and homelessness are my two big passions. So I love spending time with Habitat for Humanity and building houses, which is just fantastic. You can go and hammer some nails and put up walls and get all your energy out and do something good at the same time. And getting to meet the people that are you're building the house for, and being on a crew with them and building their home is just indescribable, the reward that it gives. So, connecting people with their dreams, personally, that's an absolute passion for me.
I love that, connecting people with their dreams. Who wouldn't want that, huh?
I'm fascinated that so many of you have multiple blogs. So those are vertical blogs. That's so interesting to me. Okay, near and dear to my heart. Can I just say, you're about to hear from a military wife whose husband is in Iraq as we speak, and she has 5 children that she brought here, and they're upstairs, and I'm so in awe. And she's also skinny as a toothpick. Can we just say that?
And tell them how old your children are.
They're 8, 6, 5, 3, 1.
Unbelievable, but you have to tell
we
us.
Worship
you.
you.
We're all down on our knees right now. We're all down on our knees, and if you have something to say about that, hashtag live with purpose, okay?
Not if you had been in my car on the way up here, I'm sure. So my name is Anita Doberman, and I only have one blog. My blog is called Ovalina, and I started my blog a few years ago. I'm a freelance journalist, and I cover human interest stories and the crime beat. And I started my blog because my husband joined the military after we got married. And I grew up in Rome, Italy, and lived in New York City for 10 years. Then my husband decided that he really wanted to join the military, so he went in, and we started traveling in very, very small towns in the south of the United States. So it was very hard for me to get used to a completely different lifestyle. And I saw how hard it is for so many military families, not just spouses, but even parents, children. So I wrote a lot about the experiences of military families and how tough and isolating it can be to be on your own, and especially the difficulties in reaching out, because still today there is a lot of stigma with mental issues or post-traumatic stress disorder. So it's tough for people to reach out and find the help that they need. So I guess for me, the purpose is, to try and do the best that I can. When my husband leaves, he's been deployed 5 times. I always think, I try not to think of it every day, but I think, if he doesn't come back, or if he's,
he will come back, and you just have to have the faith for that.
sorry.
Oh gosh, she's making me cry too now. Look at us all.
I'm welling
We're
up.
all in tears.
You forgot
We're all
tissues.
in tears.
I'm
I know we
welling
do.
up.
We need. Does PepsiCo make tissues at all? Can we get some of those?
No,
in
but
here
we
quick?
could.
Okay, I think we need to.
I'm sorry about that.
Some of your weakest moments are your strongest moments.
So that's how I do it. I cry periodically. Well, I just think I try to live every moment the best I could. I say I try my best, and if I fall short, I fall short. And that's sort of my message to the other mom bloggers. And now I made a fool of myself.
No, you didn't. No. I cry every time I tell my story, and I think one of the greatest things that you've just said in your message to everybody else is that my mantra when my husband, now you're going to make me cry, was in a coma for 5 weeks, and I had these 4 little children. One was not so little, but I thought, I'm not with them, and how do I make all this work? And so I would tell myself every day, I am one mommy doing the very best I can, and that has to be good enough. And what you're doing for your children, the model that you are setting for them of a woman who may cry every now and then. My kids saw me cry more during that year than they ever had before, and I think it made them understand that mommy can cry and mommy can be sad, but mommy can still have hope, and she can still be infused with something to give the rest of us. We always have something left over to give everybody else. So you're setting this incredible example for your kids, and we're so honored that you're here today.
Thank you.
And just so Anita knows, and so Lee knows, you're not doing this alone. You certainly didn't do it alone with the entire nation watching. And the military moms shouldn't feel that they do it alone either, because we're there. The blogs are there, and the women are there to support you. So don't ever feel like you're doing this by yourself.
Of course, like I never cry, with my husband if he ever calls, and it's, the community just helps to feel more supported. So thank you.
I just wanted to share it because you are apologizing for your beautiful vulnerability and story. And so often as women, we want to apologize for our being human and having those deep feelings and the powerful stories that everybody has their own story. And just, I think the willingness to be able to express that and be vulnerable and be open and be compassionate is part of what it's all about.
Yeah,
I
wrote a
glad
blog.
You said that.
I wrote a blog for a year for Kleenex Tissues about letting out your emotions, and it was just amazing to me, the vulnerability and the outpouring of emotions, and a lot of families of militaries especially expressed. And it really opened my eyes to how healthy it is and how important it is that we not be afraid to show our emotions, to let them out, to share them, because there is such a community right there willing to support you. And when you let out those emotions, like, I'll call Erin out. Erin wrote a blog recently about some health issues she's been having, and the outpouring of support from the community has just been incredible. And I can only imagine how it must have felt for Erin to read all that expression of support.
It's why we're here. It's why we're here talking with you, and it's why we all feel we now live with a little bit more purpose, because we have all of these people around us who can identify with what you're going through or what you're doing. Be you a military mom or going through health issues or whatever it is, you're here looking for support as a mom who puts her work first. Any of those things. And it's the wonderful thing about the blogosphere. And with that, I have to go live my purpose right now because the White House is coming.
No, you go,
So
girlfriend, because
excuse me.
we have some. In fact, White House. Okay, here we go. I've got a tweet from Susan Axelrod, wife of David Axelrod, so one of Obama's senior advisors, resident right here of our fair, windy city. And Susan and David have a daughter, Lauren, who has epilepsy and has had it since about, I think, age 2 was her first seizure. She is, she does not live as full a life, let me just say, as my children do. And so Susan and David, when he's commutes back here, and David's very involved, have founded an organization called CURE, which is looking for a way to find a cure for epilepsy, which, by the way, is also something that happens to many of our brain-injured troops. Many of our troops who come back with multiple concussions get seizures. They call them seizure disorders, but the real name for it is epilepsy. There are more people dying of epilepsy each year than get breast cancer, if you can believe it. So Susan's tweeting in, and she says, I am driven to find a purpose by doing everything I can to support my cause, which is www.cureepilepsy.com, close to my heart. So thank you, Susan, for being a Chicago native. I'd like to just read this next one, and then we want to get to some more. We have so many questions, so little time.
I love the fact that we are getting so much interest.
We're getting a lot of traffic, and we can't read them all. So you want to read this one? We both need reading glasses, so she's shoving it back on me. That's really nice. Okay.
I guess I should be more supportive.
Yeah, no, I'm all over you. I'm the moderator. You can relax. You get to ask the next question. How about that? Okay. This one's at Goodwolf. I think getting involved in your community adds dearth. Better not be deaf. That better be my life. Adds dearth to your experience in life. Depth. That was a P. Oh my goodness. Okay. Thank you, Beth. Adds depth to your experience in life. Less charity, more core. I like that. Does that mean core training like my abs? Because I sure as heck need that.